All right, so we've moved our way across here to the west side of the main street that cuts through Geraldton. So again, the station was located just right over there, right where those vehicles are parked, on the other side of the concrete barriers. I forgot to mention, if you do want to see some pictures of the station, if you click on the link in the description of the video, you will see some photographs of the station and additional information on Geraldton. So here is the grade heading over to the west. So over here you can see the remains of one of the spurs that was located here. You can actually make out the indentations from the ties that are located here. You can see the ballast in between here. You can see some of the signage that is just up there. Here you can see again the crossing sign for this spur that is located here. So the spur would have cut down there. And again, maybe what I'll do is I'll flash up those that CN property map that I have, and you can basically see the line and you can see the spurs here. So over here would have been the spur on the north side, and basically we have an indication of that. So you can actually see the derail sign, which is typically what you will see where you will see the ending part of a spur. And so, Luna, come here. I try to keep her out of trouble. So again, there were quite a number of spurs here in Geraldton. Again, a lot of various industries and facilities and things like that. It's one of those goofy days today. Here you can basically see some of the vestiges. You can see all bits and pieces of ties that are all sort of scattered through here. As I was saying, it's kind of one of those goofy days where the sun's nice and warm, but there's a bit of a cool breeze today. And so I don't want to take my hoodie off because I know it's going to be cold when I take it off, but I'm kind of a little bit warm with it on. My hands are absolutely frozen. It's a very cool kind of northeast wind. So just up here is our next point of interest. Again, you can see all kinds of pieces of ties and things. Again, the spur would have continued here on the south side. So down in this area here, you can basically see all the ballast here. All right, and there's more over here. So this would have been another piece of spur here. All right, heading down in this direction. You can actually see the indentations from the ties here. And there's a spike right here. So, as I was mentioning, we do have yet another point of interest here. I was just looking because there was, seen a photograph with a piece of sort of signaling equipment or things for the junctions on there. So you'll notice here that there is a milepost marker, the only kind of one in this part of the area anyway. If I remember correctly, milepost 19 is there's a bunch in a row coming from Langmuir, So 19 is there, 20's been cut off as we saw. This is milepost 21, so again that is the mileage on the Kinghorn. And so for the original lines, remember the original line started in Hornpain, so the Canadian Northern Railway Long Lake Subdivision. And so we have to add 100.8 miles. And so the original line would have been 121.8. So here you can still see a little bit of snow. There's some up there. Alright, there's I saw this morning there was a tie here somewhere that was still in its place. I might have, oh, herons. Oh, there's the tie. There's the tie. So you can see the tie still in place here. Oh. This area is very well traveled by all-terrain vehicles, so the ballast is pounded pretty flat, and you'll find some spots where it's kind of a little on the thick side. So I think here you still see some vestiges of some of the spurs here that were in the area. So basically we're at kind of the western side of Geraldton now, and so the grade would continue this way towards the next station, one of the original stations, which is Bankfield. Again, you can see some vestiges of snow. Keeping my eyes open. Do I see any telegraph poles or anything? Okay, so today's hike was very, very short. So today, this is the end point for our hike. This is Hardrock Creek, which you can see crosses the grade here, kind of a bit of a swampy sort of area. What we're going to do is we're going to go check out this pretty large culvert. I think it's about an 8-footer or 7 or 8 footer. It's a pretty big culvert. So what we're going to do is we're going to drop down and take a look at that. We're going to use the footage that we shot when we were here 2 years ago, simply because it's spring and the water's up, and so it's going to be pretty wet, and we're not going to be able to really get close in there. All right, so we made our way down below the grade. We're on the south side here of Hardrock Creek. You can see it's not a particularly big waterway. My dog's having some fun playing around in the creek. You can see there is a fairly large diameter concrete culvert. I'm going to try to get a little closer here without falling into the creek. And so you can see through there, there has been some displacement of the sections of the culvert, particularly this one right here. You can see it's kind of out of place, but for the most part, it looks like it's in decent shape. So what we're going to do is we're going to hop the grade and go take a look at the north side. All right, so we're down here on the north side of Hardrock Creek, and so you can see the flanged opening here again. Very large diameter culvert. I believe this is about a 6-footer. You can see there is some debris that's kind of blocking the way here. You can see there is kind of a board that's wedged its way across the opening there. But again, for the most part, it's in pretty good shape. This is about as close as I can get simply because it's all kind of wet and sort of swampy here, as you can kind of see the terrain. Okay, so hopefully you've enjoyed today's exploration and all the kind of neat things that we've seen here in Geraldton, even though it was a pretty short hike. The grade here continues to the west towards the next station, which is Bankfield Station. We've done this section before a couple of years ago. There's no plans to redo this section. We are going to be redoing the section beyond that in a couple of weeks near Kenwell and around milepost 28. We do have more episodes coming, new episodes coming in on tap. So thanks again for tuning in, and thanks for following us along on this journey.